Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another wonderful Sabbath. And I have a few things to read and talk about with you today. I have to admit that what I'm planning on saying today and reading is probably more for me than anything. So I hope someone will get something out of this. This is just more personal for me. I've just been going through kind of the blues, I guess. Not like, something bad and horrible's happening in my life. It's just kind of down lately. There's been a few things happen lately, and like I said, nothing tragic or major or anything. It just seems like you ever have that maybe it's just me. You go through times of your life, it's like everything I do just doesn't work out. That's been me for the last couple of weeks. Whether I'm trying to fix something, whatever it is, it just seems like everything I try to do, it either doesn't work out or falls apart or breaks or I can't find the part. It's just, and that's not all of it, but that is part of it. I've just kind of been down, I'm just kind of in the blues, lately. And, like I said, nothing bad. And, but, I realize it. And I realized that it's kind of silly for me to be that way because of all the things that, are aggravating me and aren't working out the way I want them to work out. None of them are major. And there are people out there that are going through vast, worse things than I am right now. So I get that. It's just one of those times, and maybe I'm the only one, but I would assume that probably most all of you have those times in your life that you're just like, oh, man, what is the deal? Why is nothing working out for me lately? And that's just kind of how it seems for me. And so I'm, just kind of blah. And trying to do things to pull myself up out of it, grab myself by the bootstraps and pick myself up. Doing some things around here different, kind of started doing a little spring cleaning on my own just to try to help pull that out, pull myself out of the blues. And then also, of course, reading in his word. And as I was reading, I came across, the first verse I came across, but I think I might actually leave to read that till second. That's the one that started me on this path. But I think for first off, I'm going to read out of Psalms. And of course, many of you have read the same scripture. And it's, it's one of those things, no matter how many times you read it, it's still uplifting. And so, like I said in the beginning, I apologize. This may not be much for any of you. It may not be anything that you can walk away with from this video with something, but to me it's just it's helping me get through just my little blues that I'm going through. And so I've come upon Psalms 98 verses 1 through 4, and I'm just going to read them, and just reading them just kind of lifts my mood. Oh, sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have worked salvation for him. The Lord has made known his salvation. He has revealed his righteousness in the sight of the nations. He has remembered his steadfast love and faithfulness to the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all ye earth. Break forth into joyous song and sing praises. And so, when I read that, of course, it, lifts me up just because of the words they are. But then, I realized that and I've said this before on this channel, on these Sabbath talks, that, even when we're down, we need to kind of push through that and still praise his name. And then where I actually first landed was on the second verse here, the second part of the scripture, and it's in Zephaniah 3:17. And it says, Yahweh your Elohim is in your midst, a mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you by his love. He will exult over you with loud singing. If we go back to Psalm it talks about how we're supposed to praise his name, and we should be rejoicing and with songs of gladness. And I think so many times, we try to do that, but we're also so worried, are we pleasing him? Are we, are we following his law? Are we following his teachings? Are we being the best, child and showing our love for him? And yet he says right here that he rejoices over us. That his love, that he will exalt over you with loud singing. That he, I think so many times, and this is just that worldliness slipping in, that we think of God as being this setting up in heaven. And I don't really get that a lot out of what I read in the Bible. It says here that he loves us and that he rejoices over us. He loved us so much that he sent his son down so that we can be with him. That although we are so sinful, although we are so unworthy of him, unworthy of his love, because we turned our backs on him and walked away to a life of sin, he still loves us and he still rejoices over us. And, it helps pick me up to think that as horrible of a sinner as I am, as someone that is completely undeserving of his love, completely undeserving of anything that he has to offer, and yet he can still love me and he can still rejoice over me. That just right there kind of helps bring me up out of that kind of the blues. And it's maybe something we don't think about so much. We talk about how we're supposed to rejoice, and we should, how we should follow his teaching, his law, his ways, and be obedient, and, be set apart, all these things that we're supposed to do, and we are. But what about him? He rejoices over us. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you by his love. He will exult over you with loud singing. And so it shows that our Father doesn't just sit up there, like you would see in maybe a movie or something, where he's just the solemn person sitting there, and of course I don't know this, but I am just kind of, I guess you could say, read between the lines. It doesn't portray him as that type of person. It doesn't portray him as someone that's just kind of, unemotional or anything, because this is showing emotion, that he exalts over us with loud singing and with love and gladness. And if he can be that way over someone like me, that every day I wake up a sinful person, that every day I know I do things that I should not do. I may try, I may give it all my best that I think I can to make it through the day and be this great example of a man after his own heart. But I know that I fail. And then the little things, these little things that's happening, they're what gets me all down. And I got to realize that those things pass away. Those are from the world thing, worldly things that pass away. And although they may mean something to me in my, little human ways, in the greater scheme of things, they mean nothing. And what means everything is that he loves me. He rejoices over me. He fills, me with gladness. And so it's like, it's way better than any type of, antidepressant that your doctor will give you, of just reading that and really pondering that, how lowly we are and how unworthy we are. And yet the Almighty in heaven, our Father, still loves us and still rejoices over us. And to me, that is, enough right there to, start picking me up and get me back on the happiness road. So anyways, it was very uplifting for me to read that, and it just kind of, helped kind of snap me out of the blues for a while. So I hope that maybe some of you out there can be blessed by it also. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful and blessed Sabbath. Take care.